Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look. My theme was kind of glowy, bronzy skin, highlight, kind of replicating the same on the eye but keeping the eye quite simple so that when the sun hits you in the light you're just beaming and glowing like you are radiating from within. I feel like you guys really love it when I keep it minimal but still quite glam, so that's what I was going for with this look, so I really hope you enjoy it. If you are new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're not new, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video, and thank you to all the newbies for joining me. I hope you're enjoying the content. I love reading you guys' comments. Thank you so much for always commenting and showing love, and I will let you guys watch the video. Now it is going to be a voiceover. I just realized my window has been open this whole time, so I hope it's not interrupting it too much. Hope you guys love the video and I'll see you at the end. Barefaced, here we go. We're getting it cracking, waving at you guys. Hi, how you doing? Right, today we are starting with the brows. I'm going to brush out my brows first. If you don't already do that, then definitely grab a spoolie. You can get really cheap spoolies and just brush the brows so all the hairs are going in the same direction. It's going to help you when you come to fill your brows in, of course. So I'm filling my brows in with the Benefit Brow Contour Pro. I believe this is the darkest shade. This is actually my second pen. I absolutely love this product. It's so good. The consistency is like a chalky pomade type vibe. It's very nice and it fills in my brows really nicely. I start from the bottom and then fill the top and then bring it in towards the inside. If you've ever watched one of my brow tutorials, you know that I do not take that product all the way to the inner corner because I like to take a spoolie to distribute the product as opposed to taking that product all the way to the end. I just find that if I do that, it makes it look too harsh. So by distributing the product with my spoolie, it just makes it look a little bit more natural. It has more of a natural fade to it. Hopefully that makes sense. Then I fill in a little bit of the front bit just because it looked a little bit sparse. And then I just brush that out once again with my spoolie. Now we are doing Operation Cleanup using my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Amande. I absolutely love this for doing cleanup. It's not too thick that it all kind of gathers like the MAC. You know the MAC concealer in the pot? That's a little bit too thick to clean up the under the brow with. This is a really nice consistency and it spreads really nicely. So it's not too thick, then it's not too thin, and it just kind of spreads in the right places. And I just apply this using a flat synthetic unnamed brush. It's from Vanity Planet, one of those little sets. It's a really nice shape for kind of carving out the brows. Usually I wouldn't carve the top, but I did this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. In this case I did. And I just take this Eyes 200 brush from Kiko and I use this to blend out that concealer. Look how easily it blends out. It literally blends like butter. And the reason I'm using a brush as opposed to a beauty blender is because I have more control. To prime, I'm using this pore minimizing primer from Beauty Blender and I mix it with the foundation primer from Laura Mercier. I really like that Beauty Blender primer. It comes in the shade Tan Deep. Sometimes with pore minimizing primers, they just come in one shade and they can sometimes look a bit ashy, but this one blends really nicely into my skin. Pop that Laura Mercier just where I had blemishes. I'm using the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation in 4.15W. I've really been enjoying this and I just blend it in using this foundation brush from Bare Minerals. I really like this foundation. I've been reaching for it a lot lately. I got it in PR maybe like a week or two ago and I've just really been enjoying it. I've pretty much worn it every single day. I recently went to Ibiza and I took it away with me and I really loved it, and it blends really well on its own, works well with other foundations as well. So far so good with that one. And you guys know I always like to follow with a beauty blender to make sure that concealer, that foundation is nice and smooth. To conceal, I'm using my Too Faced Multi-Sculpt Concealer as always in Butterscotch in all the usual places, and I just blend this out using a Sapphire Beauty Blender. I find the Sapphire Beauty Blender is a bit more soft and expands a bit more than the original pink one, so I like using it to blend more, but I find because the pink one is quite firm or more firm, it blends out foundations really well. Random, but it's just something I've noticed. Contour, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation stick in Ebony though. I really like this to contour because it gives the skin this really nice, healthy, glowy finish. It's definitely not a matte finishing product. It gives you more of a healthy look, which I like because sometimes I don't want to apply highlighter. I am today, but sometimes I don't want to. Blend this out using a foundation brush from Luxie. but I'm using it to blend out because it's nice and dense, but it's small, so it really blends that product out really well. Do you see what I mean about, sorry, I'm like running away. Do you see what I mean about the product giving you that kind of healthy, nice looking finish? You see the light is still kind of bouncing off it. It's really nice. I really like this to contour. Rate it very, very highly. And then I just set my under eyes using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Blondie. I like to set after because if I set before, sometimes I find that it interrupts the contour. I actually put too much powder on, as you can see, like way too much. So I go in with the other side of the beauty blender with less product that's still a bit damp. And I also take this priming water. This is the Smashbox Love Ritual Priming Water. It's a collaboration with Hoodwitch. And I spray that all over my face and then blend it in again with my beauty blender to kind of help that powder settle in. To bronze, I'm using this Bronze Goddess bronzer from Estee Lauder. I think this is a darkish shade. I believe this is 04. And I just work that in using my Smith 112 brush in all the usual spots. To add a little bit more depth, I take my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Powder Foundation. It's actually a foundation, but I use the shade Truffle to contour because I think it just looks absolutely lovely. And I also take it on the bridge of my nose just to bring that part of my face out a little bit more. I don't really have much of a bridge, so that area tends to get a little bit lost. And then I just go back in with my Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess powder just to blend everything in really nicely. This Morphe brush sheds like mad once it's been washed. Take the Solar Crush highlighter. This is also part of the Bronze Goddess collection, which is Estee Lauder's like summer collection. And how stunning, it's so pretty. And I applied it using a fluffy brush because I wanted quite a precise application. So I just kind of buff that in using small circular motions and then windshield wiper motions as well. God. What a mess. I like to mix this with my Pixie Subtle Sunrise highlighter. I think these two together are just, look at it, it's so pretty. Honestly, I love this highlighter. If you're going to get a really affordable highlighter, that Pixie one is really, really good. But I also love that Estee Lauder one. We're going to move on to the eyes. I'm taking the Proof is in a Pudding palette from Beauty Bakery. And I apply this using a fluffy brush from Morphe. I concentrate this towards the outside of the eye because we go in with another colour on the inside. So most of the intensity is on the outside, and then you just take whatever's left over and just sweep it on into the inside. You can see it a little bit better on this eye, so you can see most of the drama is on the outside, but it's still quite a blown out smoky look because if you've just got your makeup bag, say you just have a blush, you can use your blush for that first shade and then use your bronzer. So I'm using the Fenty bronzer here as your second shade. So you don't necessarily need to bring any eyeshadows with you. You can just use what you already have if you don't really feel like bringing a whole palette. And I just mimic the exact same placement. And then taking the gold shimmery shade, again, you can just use your highlighter, another fluffy brush, and sweep this towards the inside and then bring the excess out. So this one is the dramas on the inside and then the excess is on the outside. And I apply this using a MAC 224, but any fluffy brush that distributes the product works really well. And then I just take the other brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Taking my Always On liquid eyeshadow from Smashbox, again the Hoodwitch collaboration. I just pop this into the centre just to add a little bit more drama. Lashes that I'm wearing, by the way, are Lilly lashes Hollywood. Lining my lips with MAC Cosmetics Cork Liner. Line just the outside of this because I take my Smashbox liquid lipstick in Got to Light and pop this into the centre. If you want to have a matte look, you can leave it like that, but you guys know I love a little bit of gloss. I go in with my MAC Chestnut. This is why I kept that cork right on the outside, because I use chestnut to just define that Cupid's bow and also define the bottom of my lip just to make it a little bit more shapely. So when I go in with my clear gloss, this is the Limecrime Wet Cherry Gloss in Extra Poppin. It just melts the chestnut really nicely in, and that chestnut just further accentuates the lips. It just makes your lips look really nice, plump and very shapely. I'm going for a shape because I already have quite big lips, but I just wanted to add some shape to it. I also go in with, I felt I wanted it to be a little bit more nudie brown. So I take my Bobbi Brown Crush Liquid Lipstick in East Coast Slay, and I pop that right into the center, just add a little bit more nudie brown to the look. Then I take my NYX Cosmetics Matte Finish Spray once again, just to set everything in place. And then here are some nice little slow-mos for you guys of the finished look. Okay, this is the finished look for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I haven't done proper highlight in a hot minute, but I definitely wanted to use the Bronze Goddess Solar Crush highlighter from Estee Lauder, if I can pop it open. That's what it looks like. My god, it is stunning. I actually particularly love mixing it with my Pixie Subtle Sunrise. This is the highlighter I use pretty much all the time. It's broken because it got broken when I was coming back from Thailand. Anyways, I love these two together. These two together are like magic. Like, look at that. Like, I'm really quite obsessed with it. Also obsessed with this lip combination, which I've been spinning a lot. I love a nice glowy skin and glossy lips and like bronze glow. I like everything to be like bronzy and glowy and glossy and da da da. That's been my kind of vibe for a hot minute. And also these lashes I really love. I used some new products. I switched up a little bit, new-ish. No, I feel like most of the things I used, that I didn't use my NARS, I didn't use my Milk Hydro Matte Primer, I didn't use a lot of the stuff I usually use. So I'm trying to switch it up and trying to try different products for you guys to keep things like fun, interesting, exciting. So if the look isn't different, then hopefully the products will be different, and then yada 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 yada. I'm going on a lot. Yeah, lots of rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Pop it in your group chat, share it with your aunt, your mum, your sister, your brother, your cousin, all that really good stuff, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.